everybody. Thank you for joining me for another workout. Today we are going to be doing another coffee break stretch. So a little bit of yoga for a body that has been in a chair, at a desk, or a computer for most of the day. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on hips and low back. Our last coffee break stretch was more for hunching in the chest and the tightness through the neck, so we're switching it up today, something a little bit different. You're probably already in your chair, so it's a great place to get started. Go ahead and plant those feet into the floor, and we're going to inhale, take those arms up, and right away take the opportunity here to create more length in this body, kind of pull the spine up. Being seated all day, all of that weight pushing into the low back, discs, into the hips, it doesn't feel good. Take a good deep breath in here. And then exhale, just kind of sway the body to the right. Don't go really far because you are in your chair. You don't want to come out of it. Stay in your chair. Inhale to the center. And then exhale to the left. Again, we're not trying to see how far over we can go. We're coming over just a little bit and stretching those arms longer up off of the body. Inhale back to the center. This time exhale to the right, and then kind of let yourself fall. Arms come parallel to the floor. Reach them forward like something's just right out of reach, and then over to the left side and start to draw it back up to the center. Really gentle, easy circles here, all the way up. Same thing, opposite side. So exhale to the left, reach it forward, nice and heavy in those feet. And then over here on the right side, kind of start to pull back towards the back of your chair. Lift those arms all the way up. And now exhale, reach them tall and out in front of you, all the way, folding the stomach onto the thighs. Let the hands go, let the head go. Push from those feet and kind of start to cat back here. Pull those abs up and in and roll it up to the back of your chair. You can take another one seated here, or this is a great place to go ahead and stand it on up. Take those arms overhead and exhale. Fold it forward, taking a nice forward fold here. If the low back is tight, you want a nice soft bend in these knees. You can sway side to side. You can kind of take a rag doll here. Either way, the head, the neck, the shoulders is all scooping forward. Push from those feet, cat back. Roll it up, shoulders all the way up and back. Look for your chair, make sure that it's still right behind you. Sit back down, and we will cross the right leg up and over the left. Immediately check in with this right knee. No pressure in the knee. It's not flying up really high into the chest. Ease it down as much as you can, kind of wiggle into your seat. And check in with your left knee. Make sure that this ankle isn't pushing directly on the top of that kneecap. Good. Sit on up, nice and tall. And kind of look into those hips a little bit. If this is your hips here, are you rolling back? You're kind of losing your stretch. So if you take your hips straight connected into the chair, you feel a little bit more of a stretch through that right hip, through kind of the glute, booty area. And then if you need to, if you would like to deepen this, you can take those hips and just slightly roll and tilt them so that the back of the hips come slightly up and forward. The shoulders are out of the ears. Don't let this create more stress in the body somewhere else. Chest is reaching straight forward. Abs are pulled in. And there should be a noticeable deep hip stretch here. This can be pretty intense. Hip stretches are notorious for kind of creating a fight or flight response. Sometimes we can get deep into the hip stretch and right away we want to be out of it and we kind of start to tense up. So if you're here and you're kind of like bearing through it, don't lose your stretch. Just take a nice good deep breath in and then use that breath, the exhale, to relax the body, still maintaining that stretch. And then roll on up with the upper body and cross this right leg all the way over. Center up your left leg. You're gonna want to have a nice push of this left leg into the floor. So it's gonna kind of counter balance you here. Inhale, take those arms all the way up. And exhale, reach them forward as you let the body drop and roll the spine up. And inhale, take those arms up. This time we're gonna go to the right. So all the way over this right leg, crossing over the left. Depending on your flexibility, you may have landed with your left arm against your right thigh, which is a great place to be. If not, if you're a little bit further out here forward, that's okay too. You're just gonna stay here and let the low back relax here. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders loose. If you did manage to make it all the way over, you can raise this left hand and you've got your elbow, should not be on the kneecap. You can kind of push against that right leg to take a nice twist here over to the right side and stretching just a little bit deeper into the back and some of the upper back as well. And then drop it back down. You are already there, stay there. And then swing it to the front. Roll this spine on up. Plant those feet. Option to inhale, stand it all the way up. Exhale, reach it forward, take those hips back, soft. Bend in the knee. Nice, good forward fold. You can see here in my forward fold, I'm about hips distance apart in my feet. That does take a little bit of low back pressure out of this forward fold. Sway side to side or ragdoll arms here. If you would like, you can kind of just hang here to the center and let this back stretch. That's up to you. Push from those feet. Start lifting the spine bit by bit all the way to the top. The hips kind of tuck under and push forward as you come all the way up. Inhale, take those arms up, and then exhale, check for your chair and have a seat. Take those arms up ahead, bring this left leg on up. Same thing, check in with both of those knees. This is a different side of the body, so it could feel totally different than the first side. If it does, that's normal. Just something you gotta kind of be patient with until they even out. So again, hips are here, kind of wiggle down into the seat. And then make sure that you are not rolling back. Bring them at the very least level. And stretch that chest forward, really lift through this body. And then see if you can just roll forward into that hip, just kind of a little tilt through the pelvis there, maybe deepening that stretch. It's optional. All of this is optional. I'm just here giving you guys suggestions of what might work. If you find something that works for you better, if there is a modification, or if you just kind of drift off on your own path, that is great. Go for it. Hang out here. Same thing if you notice that as you are deepening into this hip stretch, if you notice that you are tightening up, tap in to your slow, steady breathing. Relax the body with the breath. This is a great way to train your nervous system to relax with your deep breaths. It's such a great way to cope with uncomfortable situations, not just in yoga, but in weightlifting workouts, in running, any type of training, or, just uncomfortable situations, physically or mentally. Ease it back. Cross this leg over. Inhale, take those arms up. This one here goes to the center, right over those legs. Roll that spine towards the back of the chair. Grow nice and tall again. And then exhale, this one goes to the left. Push that right foot into the floor. Good. Maybe you made it all the way across. Maybe not today. Option here to raise this right hand and deepen that twist. Hug those abs in. Ease that back forward, drop those hands, uncross the legs, and then inhale, stand it on up, and we're gonna step to the left side of the chair and go ahead and set that right foot on the chair. Now you can be straightforward for whatever reason. I just find it's a little more comfortable if I kind of come at a 45-degree angle. So if that's not right for you, you'll find a position that feels good. So we're gonna drop the body down, staying really solid through this right hip and giving that left knee a soft bend. So this knee is not locked back. It's got a good, nice bounce to it. Lower the body here. So a nice, good stretch through the low back, obviously. A good hip stretch here. If you find while you're here, you're breathing and you're starting to get a little heavy and the spine is releasing down, that is a good thing. Kind of let that continue. Don't force, but if it's just naturally stretching and releasing on its own, go ahead and allow that to happen. Good. All right. Hands to the chair or to the thigh and pick up the upper body first. Make sure you're not dizzy from being upside down. You have your chair if you need to hang on to that. Step the right foot off and come to the right side of your chair, and we'll take the left foot up. I love this stretch. This is probably one of my favorite stretches. Go ahead. Make sure that you have a soft bend in your right leg. Ease yourself on down. You can kind of start here and then see if things loosen up. If you do not like to be inverted with your head below your heart, you can come on down, find the limit of the stretch, and then just pick the head back up. It's the same stretch, you just might be a little more comfortable up there at the top, especially if you're prone to dizziness. Some days I really like being upside down, and other days I just find that it's really aggravating. So it's up to you. Good. See if you, as you breathe deep here, kind of start to melt and soften into this stretch. Pushing from those feet, bring that hand back up. We'll pick up the upper body, nice and slow, nice and gentle. And then we'll go ahead and step that foot off of the chair. Come to the front of your chair, have a seat. And you should be noticing that you're starting hopefully to feel a little loosened up. We're going to cross the right leg back over the left leg. So the left leg is really nice and solid. The right hip is really warm at this point, so you might have a better stretch. This go round, sit on up nice and tall. And a little variation here, we're gonna take those arms overhead, and then this time you're gonna let yourself fold on forward. Make sure that those hips are really supported in the chair. Good, and wherever you landed, you can kind of have those arms down to the front. You can still be up here. Push from the left foot, bring it on up. Cross this right leg over, sit on up nice and tall. Cross your left hand over the top of the right leg, and you can kind of see what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna shift and take a nice little twist. I'm gonna hug those abs in. On an exhale, I'm gonna see if I can deepen. I'm gonna come back to the center, step this foot off and widen through those feet. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward fold here. If you would like, you can lift those hips and come out of the chair for a little bit of a wide leg forward fold here, side to side, if that feels good. Take the hips back down to the chair, step the right foot in, bring the left leg up. Inhale, take those arms overhead. Check in with that left hip as you bring it forward. And then roll that up, push the right foot into the floor, cross this leg on over, right arm over the top of that, really nice and tall. Hug those abs in. Good deep breath in, and then exhale, follow through with your twist on this side. And then back to the center. Uncross the legs again. Go ahead and take them even a little bit wider this time. Inhale, take those arms all the way up. Exhale, fold it forward here. Push solid into those feet. You can raise those hips, drop the head, drop the neck and the shoulders. Really relaxed here through the upper body, solid through those feet, soft bend in those knees. Peel yourself back up and hands to the low back here. Feet are still wide, and just kind of push those hips gently forward. So we're not trying to fall back. We're just kind of stretching through the hips. Open the elbows back. Good. You should still hopefully be in front of your chair. Soft bend in the knees. Still. Release that. Take those hips all the way back. Lower the body forward. Side to side. Hips back down to your chair. Step it in. Hopefully your low back and your hips feel nice and refreshed. You can continue on throughout your workday feeling just a little bit better. Thank you guys for joining me for another workout. Click subscribe so that you do not miss more of them that are on the way. As always, I appreciate you guys. I have uploaded a bonus 10-minute memory workout. So if you do find that you would like something with a little cardio on your next coffee break, you can go ahead and practice that one. It's kind of fun. Anyways, you guys take care. I will see you again soon.